Hey, welcome to the after show with the Mad Dog and Cole, the Milady's mongrel, feral.
Racing for when you need to do something with all the money.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, oh man. Welcome to 2024, episode 67. And thank you to our guy, Mr. Evil Knievel. May he rest in peace. Those inspiring words, flying through the air, living in the sunlight, enjoying life. Man, so grateful that we can just take time to live in the sunlight and enjoy life.
Absolutely. And speaking of being grateful, we are so grateful for our first responders, plus our active duty and retired military, all the men and women in the armed forces. We could not do this podcast without them, and we need to take the time right up front to make sure that we show our appreciation for all those brave men and women and their families.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely, man. And the families that gave all those of the KIAs and MIAs, we thank you. We have a great respect for you. Also, on that note, as I was coming up to my room, as you can tell, well, you can't on the audio, but I am in a hotel room this week. There was an older gentleman with a retired Marines cap on, and I thanked him for his service, and he looked quite surprised. And maybe because it's communist state of Colorado, I don't know, but he pondered. He said thank you very graciously, and he was very quiet and like reflective for a minute. I could just see it in his eyes, and
Wow.
he
That's
goes,
powerful.
yeah, he said, it was a long time ago. And I said, you know, doesn't make it any less significant, especially to me. And he goes, you're damn straight.
Damn.
I was like, that
What a
was pretty
legend.
cool. Yeah, right.
That is
Uh,
cool.
but take time if you see a service person or a veteran, take time to thank them, because we're all here able to do what we're doing. People in Colorado are allowed to have their ridiculous Coloradan ideas. um, by the way, on that note, you're not allowed to have shopping bags anymore. No plastic shopping bags in Colorado.
You can't even
So
buy them?
no, communists. So anyways,
Wow, that's worse
um,
than California. Go on.
but the idiots that make those decisions are allowed to make those decisions, because guys like the guy in the elevator tonight fought for their right to be stupid and
Yep.
be it intelligent like us or stupid like them, like the lawmakers. Um, you have that right, because our service people went to foreign countries and laid down the law and protected our American way of life. So think about that. While we're being thankful for things, I want to be sure and say my greatest thanks to our great partners, Kicker Performance Audio, for all your 12-volt audio needs: motorcycle, car, side by side, sand rail, truck, boat. Hit them up, kicker.com, on the webs, on Insta at Kicker Audio, on Facebook, Kicker, and on YouTube every other Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central. Kicker Unmasked Live on the Kicker YouTube channel. Yeah, man. Of course, bomber floating eyewear, bomber eyewear, bomber safety eyewear. Where would I be without my bomber eyewear? One, I probably have owned 100 other pairs because bomber eyewear floats. And I tend to forget to take my glasses off when jumping in the lake, which I can't wait till it's warm enough to do again. Um, the other side of it is you can get floating sunglasses polarized in a OSHA approved ANSI 87 safety lens.
All important.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I was just recently doing some custom work on the Podfather's Kawasaki Teryx known as Electra. And thank you, Kicker Audio, for the opportunity to you know, share the stoke and bring another one of us into the fold to be living loud. But I had to do a lot of plastic modification and et cetera like that. Very intricate, small work with hot bits of plastic flying around. And I was wearing my bomber safety eyewear in an amber anti-glare lens, and it just made life so much better, you know?
Yeah.
So Bomber Eyewear, Tommy and the gang have got it figured out. They want to be the blue jeans of sunglasses, and they are getting there, man. Over 40 styles. I can't even count how many lens options, color options, um, polarized, non-polarized safety lens, mirrored, whatever. They got you covered. Check them out. BomberEyewear.com on the interwebs. And of course, on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. Of course, the Premix podcast and our dude Cole sharing all his passion for desert racing through the lens of a camera, and also available for your event MC and announcer needs. You have an off road event coming up where you need an announcer or just an MC. You got a wedding coming up. You got a divorce coming up. He can do it. We are now into 2024. I'm sure his early schedule is filling quickly, but hit him up on Instagram at the Premix Podcast. Slide into his DMs and he'll get you a price. Tell him Mad Dog sent you and he'll get you a bigger price.
You know what I
And
want to announce this year? I want to announce a slot car race. That's my goal for 2024.
nice. Good
Because
idea.
I can make stuff up and no one can even
Yeah.
challenge that.
Unless you use something like flux capacitor.
Yeah, something like that, or a
Yeah.
computer screen. But yeah, slot
Right.
car racing seems very passionate, very intense, and I'd like to be in on this and see what's going on over there.
All right. For all of those of you listening, if you know somebody that does slot car races, they need to hire Cole to MC. It's something he wants to do. You will get more than you pay for. Find him on Instagram. I did say slide into his DMs. That's on Instagram, the at symbol ThePremixPodcast.
Wow.
Hit him up, get him scheduled to get some pictures of your race rig at the next race he's going to be at, too. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film, man, she has been one. Congratulations, Kelsey. She is now a graduated scholar in film and film production, as well as audio and music production.
Huge.
Very proud of her. Yes, she is my daughter, but it doesn't take anything away from the fact that she is incredibly talented, much better looking than me, and smarter, probably. So, huge shout out. You find us on YouTube. We'll have some refreshed. Unfortunately, those of you who are loyal listeners know we've had to go through a name change. If you're just tuning into this one, please tune into the 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago where we cover it. But Kelsey is going through and redoing. We've had to make global changes, including our YouTube broadcasts of the after show, and she is currently just cranking through them and cranking through production on new episodes that will be released soon. So Thank you so much, Kelsey Morel Film. If you need any of that kind of work done, hit her up on Instagram at Kelsey Morel Film. Hey Keeks Marketing, again, busy little bee. Got all our other clients, but of course, taking care of us with new templates with our updated name and making shit happen. So thank you so much. Hey Keeks, need social media, need a website built, website maintained, social media influencer campaign, whatever you need, marketing campaigns, hit her up on Insta at Hey Keeks Marketing, on the webs at heykeeks.com. Oh, dude.
2024.
2024, here we are. And I'm bummed that we didn't do a 2023 recap, but I think this will basically be the 2023 recap, as well as a launch to 2024. As you can see, which our listeners can't, I am in a hotel. I am in the legendary Embassy Suites Loveland at the Blue Arena. Formerly,
it's actually like attached. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right across the parking lot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good for
Yeah,
you.
it's sweet. There's a come and go
Yep.
giggle gas station right a block away. So I can hit that in the morning, grab my coffees to get me through the first hour and run right back up the street past the hotel right to my staff parking at the loading dock.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and Blue Arena is a beautiful arena, formerly Bud Event Center. It's a little older, but it is so well kept. Mr. Ian and his crew do a great job of keeping it up. And man, when I pulled in this morning, he was the first dude I saw. The guy's the manager for the whole facility, and he's outside at right before 9 this morning in 20-degree temperatures, setting up light alls for the pro pits.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a man's man right there, getting the job done.
Superstar, direct superstar.
Yeah, and it's nice that you roll up and the man, the myth, the legend's right there. So you're not scrambling yourself. You have some direction in the morning. It's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side of things, we're all familiar with my Denver edition rental cars saga.
Yeah.
So let's move on to that, because when I am here, at this time of year, January in Colorado, makes sense to book an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle, because I have to travel 58 miles to get to the center from the airport, and I have to travel 58 miles back to be on time. This year, I did not get a vehicle that sucks severely.
Really?
It's surprisingly not bad. Except
What'd you get?
I got a 2023 Ford Edge.
Okay, it's better than last year's V6 Challenger or whatever the hell you had.
Yeah, 11 miles to the gallon V6 Challenger. Which, I was glad I bought the fuel option, because when I took it back, it was in the red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
140 miles.
So look at you, big Ford guy this weekend. Wow.
Yeah, big Ford guy this weekend. Nice big touchscreen in the middle of the console. It's funny. Of course, it's, Ford's still all proud of their sync. And I remember when I was with Ford, when that was launched, I was one of the first people in the Western United States to be trained and certified to train technicians on sync. And I thought it was just the craziest thing back then. Technology, wow, is so insane.
And it was rough back then, let's be fair. It was not seamless.
It was not near as seamless as it is now. So but yeah, it doesn't suck. It's like a Ford Edge GT or something like that. So heated seats, heated steering wheel, which pretty epic when it's 19 degrees out, remote start. So I'm happy with that. But
rad.
Anyways, Yeah.
Is the only thing that I don't like about the new Fords, and I hope you're with me on this, everything beeps. Like
Yes.
door open chime, key
Yeah.
chime, if you turn the wheel right, chime.
Yeah.
We,
It's ridiculous. The other big reason I would never own one, huge reason, is you cannot turn off adaptive cruise control.
oh, that's kind of dangerous.
So it stays in adaptive. You can adjust the distance, but you can't turn it off.
Yeah,
So you
that's not
can't
good.
turn off the adaptive side. Um, and when it's in cruise control, you can't turn off the lane centering.
Oh, that's not good either.
Irritating is the F bomb.
Yeah, it's sure, I guess for the layman, if you don't know what the hell you're doing on the road, you shouldn't be on it anyway. But I guess
Right.
that could help. But if you know what you're doing, now you're fighting the vehicle.
Yeah.
Now you're
Yeah.
running into
Like,
Boeing issues where it's like it's doing what I don't want it to do.
yeah, exactly. And on that note, um, I flew a 737 MAX 8 from Vegas here proudly
Yep.
with no hesitation whatsoever. Um, Shout out to my brother in law, John, flight test engineer and design engineer at Boeing.
Rad.
Um, and, there are some of us, you Boeing people, um, and people that took the heat for all that crap. There are some of us that know the truth and continue to spread the truth, as opposed to what surprisingly the mainstream media misled the general public to. Oh no, the mainstream media lied again. Wow, what a surprise. Carry on. Next.
Wait, I don't
Yeah,
know if you knew
so
this, but my grandpa was an engineer for McDonnell Douglas and Boeing, so
I
there's
did
a
not know
connection.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, that's super
Mm.
cool.
So all right,
Super
now
cool.
moving on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the Vikings uncle was great uncle, sorry, was a engineer for Boeing for
Oh,
like 42 years.
wow.
Yeah,
Hell of
crazy
a
his whole
severance
life.
package. Love
Yeah.
retirement.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was very comfortably retired.
Good.
Um so yeah, anyway. Yeah, so here I am in Loveland, Colorado for round 4 of the AMA Arena Cross Championship Series presented by Kicker Performance Audio. Shaping up to be good. This race is always well attended. Um, First, used in previous years, it's been round 1 and 2. This year it will be round 4, Pro Day Friday and Pro Am Saturday. Um, so, much like the program we ran in Madison, I'm expecting good attendance and good fans as normal. Should be a goodie. The guys were busting away on building the track. The dirt looks like there's a couple of flat corners. One of the track builders is a big fan of flat corners when they have the dirt that'll blew up. And so there is a flat corner right after the finish. So you come off the finish double into triple mini rhythm into a berm out into a flat corner down the start straight.
I'll call JD Beach. It's right up his alley.
Yeah, yeah. I anticipate that that'll blew up based on what the dirt looked like. So, um, really excited to get that going. On a couple other notes, Dakar.
Yeah. Wow. Jumping right into it.
Yeah, prologue starts tomorrow,
Tomorrow. So they are
10 p.m.
nine,
tonight.
yeah, 9 hours ahead of your time, 10 hours ahead
Right.
of my time. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to the prologue starting.
Yeah,
Um,
so I think the T1 Plus and our buddy little man Seth Quintero and his co-dog Dennis Zenz um, will be off the line here in about an hour
that's nuts.
from when we're
Yeah.
recording in his second race in a T1. So T1 Plus. But yeah, I've been keeping tabs on our crew. Um, Want to take a moment to give a special shout out to my good friend Sarah Price, um, and a shout out to her barely barely known boyfriend, Ricky Brabeck. Um, but Sarah's worked her butt off for years to be able to be where she is in Dakar, getting ready to start in the SSV class, um, which they've redone everything. It would have been T4, I believe, or yeah, would have been the T4 class, but now it's called something else. Um, but she's a full independent effort, um, and so it's
Crazy.
a huge deal. um, Super cool, super proud of her. Hopefully we've been playing uh, message tag for 3.5 months, 4 months, trying to get her on the show, and every time we have a spot where someone's not scheduled, she's got an event scheduled. And of course, leading up to Dakar, she was just busy as could be. So, good luck, Sarah, in her very first Dakar. Yet again, another American in the four-wheel class. So, that never
So rad.
hurts.
Nope.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a contender, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can obviously biased, but she's no. I mean, she's literally a very well accomplished trophy truck driver. Like people
Yeah,
that are big names in the sport don't do as well as when she gets a chance. So yeah,
yeah.
she knows how to wheel.
Yeah, yeah. And that, speaking of that, girls that wheel. I'm sorry, girls, if you take that the wrong way, but it is what it is. Um, Congratulations, Mia Chapman, on her Red Bull Scramble Series 2023 championship.
Crazy.
Yeah, yet another guest from the show
Yep. See, I think she can
winning
back
a
it up this year.
championship.
We
Yeah,
we build
I.
champions on this show. That's what we do.
It's what we do. Yeah,
You want a
that's
T1
exactly
ride, you
it.
come on the show. You want to win Vegas to Reno, you come on the show.
Yeah, and Mitchie's ready to go in his whatever class it is now, T3,
T3.
SSV special or whatever they call it now, SSV plus.
Oh,
With
yep.
the Is that the new classification?
No, I think I think it's just T3 SSV still, but I could be wrong.
I think they changed all the names,
I'll
but
check the app. But yeah.
yeah, check it because I'm pretty sure they did. But that being said, he's ready to go. He's been through his shakedown. Seth's been through his shakedown. Um, I got a Instagram message reply from AJ yesterday. Um, he was excited and ready to go. So, it's so cool. Who would have thought, they're halfway around the world, completely on the other side of the planet, and we're messaging each other, fist bumps and thumbs up.
Yeah,
So,
that's
uh,
way cool.
yeah,
Um,
it's really cool.
and I don't know if you felt this way too, but I think it's easy, and I get it. It's easy to get lost or sort of jaded in what you're doing just for the fact that you've been there before. So I thought it was really cool to see Seth posting his truck and like, look at this beauty. And he was saying all this stuff like, oh, she's ready to go to war and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, new
Yeah,
ride, new year. Like, I'm excited. You're excited.
yeah, for sure. Dude is on fire. So, um, he's really excited. I'm anticipating that I would like to think that they will go out and chill, the first half at least. But
Long
I know
race.
Seth, and given the opportunity, I know he would love to win a stage in a T1 plus. Um, but I also know he may only be 21, but he's got the stage wins. He's got
Yeah.
more stage wins than any American, I think. Um, and over 3 years of competition. So he knows how to finish a stage. He knows how to finish the race if the equipment will stay together. Um, I really, we all have lofty goals, but I really think he could finish this year in the T1 Plus, and I think that'll be a huge win for a rookie.
Yeah.
Um, so, that should be looking forward to that. Um, Trying to follow that, and man, there's so much going on, and we just got, it's here we are, 2024, man.
It
I
all
mean,
starts again.
yeah, we're ripping into 2024, and we're back at it, and looking forward to it. And I got a congratulatory message um, from our uploader service on uploading 52 episodes in 52 weeks.
Yeah, good stuff.
So congratulations, Cole, because that was all you, dude. Um, all I have to do is sit here, you know, behind the mic and flap my gums. You do all the work, and it certainly wouldn't have happened without you. So I'm super grateful for that. Um, what do you got to recap for 2023?
Oh
Reflections,
man.
recaps.
Just I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's really what drove my passion last year was chasing Jake around the desert for a year. I mean, we had a couple months break in the middle of summer, thank God, but I mean it's basically 9 or 10 rounds over 12 months, and that was a lot of fun. And it didn't start the way we wanted it to go. It got really good there in the middle, and then it didn't end the way we wanted it to go. So I wish that there was something that I could do to make the results better, but I guess I can't dwell on the past. It was unfortunately out of Jake's hands, out of my hands, but just for all the effort and time and passion and money and late nights in the garage that he put in, I hope that he's still on fire to go racing. I mean, I know he is, but you just hate to see a friend get kind of kicked down like that. But such is life, and at the end of the day, it's for fun. And some of his direct competitors are literally guys still in high school that don't have responsibilities or bills and all this stuff. And the fact that Jake was able to go out there and go lay a beater down in the desert was pretty exciting. That was really cool. And then just kind of a bucket list thing that even though I wasn't on the bike, to go do the 24-hour this year, that was a big deal because that was a big test in patience and organization. Quite a bit of finances that had to go into it from everybody, team cooperation, and I hate to rip somebody else off, but in the first Dust to Glory movie, they say that you go through so many problems in the Baja that it's like when you get back to real life, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like a job interview, they say no. Like life is slow and boring. And so that's really what the 24 was for me this year, was kind of a reset to say, hey, like this is real life problems and issues and safety and to be honest, it's fun and an accomplishment. So the fact that we're able to finish that in the best of ways, it made real life boring again, because it's like, yeah, whatever can happen at work. Like, I don't really care. I've been up the last 36 hours and nothing you're going to tell me is going to bother me today. So that, if I had to put one event that really stuck out, it would be the 24-hour, because I've never stayed up for a race that late for that long.
Well, and just for fans that may have missed that episode, go back and listen to it. No, seriously, such a Herculean effort, and to go through what you guys went through with riders dropping out last minute, bailing
Crazy.
on you,
Horrible.
and pulling it off with two riders. Like literally, you probably, I mean, primarily a crew chief, one person, and two riders.
Yeah. Now, luckily, we did have a lot of help in the pits as far as like general stuff goes, but
Right.
yeah, really, realistically, it was two riders, which is insane. And I know I told this story before, but it was so funny because the race after that was 100 miles, and Jake was like, "I'm hardly breaking a sweat. I just did like a 7 hour night shift at Glen Helen in the silt in the middle of the night. Like, this is not a big deal."
Right. Well, that's good though, but because it's a healthy reset, right? Like this whole year's last year was a reset for you. And, I've seen um, that fire come back in you, that passion come back in you.
For
So,
sure.
that's rad. And hopefully, we can find new creative and inventive ways um, to keep that going through 2024. Um, where I'm fortunate to have the constant link through my work
Yep.
to some kind of motorsports or some kind of racing. Um, it's I'm very blessed. I'm
Yeah.
very blessed to have that. Do I still get the urge to throw a leg over or want to strap into something and go for a gnarly ride? Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And we'll just see what 2024 holds. Um, we're hoping to expand the show in 2024. We are interviewing potential partners. If you're interested or you know somebody who has a company that might be a good fit, get a hold of us on Instagram at symbol AFTR_podcast and hit us up. So yeah, man, it's that 24-hour thing was just like I was literally riding the wave with you because you were texting me almost every hour, even through the night, which
Yeah,
was
when I
great.
could.
Yeah,
When I
whenever you could, whenever you had time, when you weren't. And it was cool for me because it's like I don't very often get the chance to be consulted on race decisions, you know?
Yep.
And I know for you, it was more of just a sounding board. Um, because when you talk to somebody about it, a lot of times your head gets clear on what you need to do. But it was really cool for me too. I kind of live vicariously through you.
Well, no,
So
very gracious for the help and all the advice. Because, like I said, I would be lying if I said I knew what I was getting into. Like, I've been to Glen
right.
Helen 6 million, squillion, quadrillion, billion times, but I haven't done this race. And
How
then
many?
the 6 trillion, kabillion, jillion, billion, squillion tax dollars at work, as our commander in chief
F,
would say. So
FJB.
but what I have to laugh about, and I got to give you credit back, this is what we're doing today. We're playing credit volley. Is Glen Helen's 24 hours, but I never left the pits. So now I think about doing Vegas to Reno, fueling two cars over 600 miles. Like that seems like the next cool thing to go do. So I guess
Yes,
I hope to go chasing sometime this year. It'd be a lot of fun.
that would be really cool. And there's hopefully maybe some potential opportunities coming up to do some kinds of that kind of stuff. Um, working just talking to guys, and there's some legendary races coming up. Um, so pure excitement, for 2024. Uh, I'm as I'm sitting there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I literally got up New Year's Day to watch the sunrise.
Cool.
Just and sit out. I sit outside, have my coffee, and watch the pre-sunrise and the sunrise, and um, have my quiet time. And for me, I have my devotionals and my prayer time and my quiet time, and was just really thankful for 2023. I'm really excited for 2024.
Yeah.
There's so many good things on the horizon, and we're on the cusp of so many good things that if they all happened, I don't think we could handle it. But it's just, yeah, we're just so blessed. And I want to recap a little of 23 with our guest list.
Sweet.
People we are super thankful that we're on. Episode 24, third week of January. Dusty Abbott, the one and only Dusty Rabbit.
Dusty Rabbit.
Yeah,
Legend.
that was such a great episode. So much fun. And,
That was hard
you
to be
know,
cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was hard to see him on the screen and be like, "Oh, hello."
you did a great job. You
Thank
did a
you.
great job. And,
Thank you.
what's funny about that episode is the Viking mentioned it to a friend of hers at the gym, and who happens to be a legendary motorcycle racer. And he was like, "What? Destry Abbott? You're kidding me." And he is now an avid follower. So
Sweet.
shout out, Larry. Thank you for tuning in and being along on this crazy ride with us on the after show. Um, really appreciate it. And we are going to have him on
Great.
at one point, because that may be one that you actually have to manage, because you are speak the same language.
Oh
You've
boy.
raced at the same tracks, the same people, so it's really cool. um Episode 29, March 2nd, BC Vought, the
Yep.
one and only, the Kang.
Yep.
BC, shout out, and serious shout out and thank you for all the support from Rotation Motorsports, GBC Tires, and Greenball Tires, and BC, and of course his band, Bias. They are just slaying it. They've been at the whiskey a couple times. They bring the Podfather in, Mr. Jim Beaver, and you can find him on Instagram at Jim Beaver 15.
Quick funny story about BC, and
Yes.
my wife can verify the story if need be, and I hope BC's listening. I know he listens a lot, but I was at the gym last week and I had Spotify on where it's called Discover Weekly, so music you've never heard before. You can obviously tell where the story's already going,
Yep.
but I really dug the drumming on there, and it was like, oh, that's kind of how I would tune my snare, and it was like real unique, and I'm like, what band is this? Well, turns out it's Head PE, and it's of course BC on the kit. And I look over to my wife on the treadmill and I'm like, look who it is. She doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I couldn't believe it that I'm like, hey, like this song is good enough to get me out of my flow. Let's see what it is. And it turns out it's BC. So
Yeah. Well, no surprise, he's got that like Rocky Funk
yeah, he
style.
plays kind of on the backbeat, which is a very technical drum terminology, but if you know, you know. Yeah, he definitely doesn't sound like a drum machine. He's got soul. So that was my BC story for the week.
Yeah. No, and he's a great guy too.
Oh, more importantly, and now a trophy truck racer as well. So
Yes. Yeah. And let me see.
episode 30 here.
Episode 30, Marcus Pomeroy, who had just completed doing the new format of the side-by-side record reset sand drags,
Yep,
which our man Cole was his announcer for the weekend
sure
out of
was.
Dome Valley.
Yeah,
And we kind of danced around the Sand Outlaws series a little bit, and come to find out, our good friend Jake from State Farm, Jake
Yep.
Jane, and Marcus have purchased and taken over the Sand Outlaw
crazy.
series.
Yep.
And the two of them combined are on our upcoming guest list.
Oh,
So
sweet.
that's
Great.
something to look forward to.
Good.
Episode 31, March 15th. Mitch
Yes.
Guthrie. Mitchell Guthrie Jr. Oh, no, just Mitchell Guthrie. I hope they got rid of her. I really hope they got rid of that.
I
Dakar
pray about it
announcer.
often, so let's hope
Yeah.
that happens.
Episode 31 took forever to get him on, and he graciously caught up with us right before Christmas and before leaving for Dakar. So
Yep.
super stoked about that. Let me see what was next.
Episode 35.
Dustin Battle Axe Jones, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Man, what a great episode. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, so much about his philanthropy work and just he's a huge, huge personality
Mm-hmm.
and yet so Louisiana and humble.
Yeah, he was the guest
Um,
and he was more relaxed than we were the whole
yeah, I
episode.
think
He's kicking
so.
back in his chair and shooting the breeze.
Yeah. And but people say that all the time about our show and how much they like that part of it. We're not structured. We're not,
We try, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell out to doing commercials every 15 minutes. And,
It's the worst.
I know you got to have those at some point, and we'll probably have one set at some point. Um, but really, it's just about sitting around and BSing, right?
Yep. Yep.
Being on the AFTR. So, 40, the one and only young Jake Young.
Yep. His one and only
Uh,
appearance. We got him that night.
we did. Didn't
We
we
were
get him
live on the air.
twice?
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one we called him. He was like in the garage.
Yeah, I was like, recording right now. Get on. What? All right.
Yeah. Episode 41 was my pops,
The
the
Rev.
Rev. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great episode. 42, Mia Chapman,
Yep.
16th of June. Um, and on that note, Mia Chapman, now the 23 Red Bull Scramble Series
Yeah.
side by side champion. Um, episode 43 was the entire Red Bull Off Road Junior Team USA.
Crazy.
Yeah. And they're all in Dakar right now, probably sitting at the line waiting to go.
Yeah, at least suited and booted, I would
Yep.
think.
Yep. Seth, AJ, and Mitchie. Episode 44 was the legendary BC Vod again, this time as a trophy truck driver, fresh back from the Baja 500.
Yep.
That was a great fun. Crazy Big Lou,
Yeah.
Lewis Alston,
Episode
45.
45. Yep.
That was so much fun. He's such a chill dude, such a great dude. Of course, episode 46, my dear friend, Sue Mead,
What a great
literally
conversation. Yep.
a legend. She's been such a blessing in my life. And, every once in a while you run into one of those people where you're instantaneous friends, and later you understand God put you together for a reason. On that note, I would not be where we are tonight and making plans that we're trying to make and doing what I'm doing now had it not been for Sue Mead and her keynote speaking at the Ladies Off-Road Network convention.
Crazy. I can follow the path back.
It's amazing, and thank you, Charlene, and thank you, Mr. Kevin Campbell, for putting me in that position. Yeah, episode 48, the Swedish Viking,
Yeah.
Nick Granlund, another goodie, man. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
so much fun, so much fun. And that gets us up to August.
Jeez, that was fast.
With episode 50 and the great legend
Yep.
FMX, one of the OGs, Ronnie Renner,
Loretta Lynn's
the Ren
champion.
Dog. Yeah, just unbelievably great guy. I think still holds the most amount of gold medals for X Games step up as anybody.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be beat. Yeah, just
No, dude's an animal. He's still an animal.
well, he actually like trained for it, where other guys like rolled up and like, let's see what'll happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I was just watching some of his Insta stuff. Looked like he was out at maybe Ocotillo last week over New Year's.
Yep, looks like he's going back out this weekend too, so good for him.
Yeah, he was still hucking it, and
Oh,
just pitching
stupid.
giant whips and crazy. So that pushed us on to 51, Mr. the Cuskinator, Kuskizinduski, Dave
Kitapatowski.
Kuski.
Yep.
Yeah. Just another great episode. So much fun. We got to get
Fighting.
him back.
I know. I want to pick his brain with a lot of this lot of this weather stuff going on at Pismo, and I would love to hear his opinion on things. So I would
Yeah,
love
for
to
sure.
fire him up because he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he does. He's doing a great job with the American Sand Association, which brings me to folks. If you're not a member of the American Sand Association, I don't care if you ride or not, go to the ASA web page, which I'm not sure, americansandassociation.org, I
I
think,
believe that's it. I think that was dead on.
and become a member. I mean, come on,
25 bucks.
$25 a year. There's no reason not to be a member.
American
Um,
Sand Association.org. You nailed it. Yep.
yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Episode 53, right after the Baja 500, epic run, and Vegas to Reno, unbelievably epic win. We had Seth Quintero's mommy and daddy,
Yep. Amy and Aaron.
Amy and Aaron. That was such a fantastic episode and great insight
Oh yeah.
um, into behind the scenes, right?
Yep.
And really um, a lot of insight into their program, how they operate, and really the American racer's dream. I mean, they started out in a Razor 170, uh, um, you know, no real racing background, just something he wanted to do, and here he is starting Dakar here in an hour,
Yeah.
uh,
Jeez.
actually within the hour
Hard to
in a
not think of
T1.
those two. Hard to not think of those two thinking of Seth.
Yeah,
It's a long
yeah.
2 weeks, so prayers are with
May
them.
may have to send him a message of love and support after we get done tonight.
I don't think they would hate it.
Episode 54 was AJ Jones,
Back again.
um,
Yep.
back from Argentina, and his epic Vegas to Reno run also. Um, incredible Kristen beat, probably the longest episode we have produced, but
Safe to say. Yep.
so rich in
Yep.
so many ways. That's episode 56, folks. Um, Grammy Award winning sports reporter Kristen Beat. And I think she's fixing to head off to Winter X,
Oh, sweet.
be behind the mic there. So, but also incredible animal lover,
Yeah.
um, and just so passionate and just such a great person, you know. Um, episode 58, Jessica Klein. And, again, just unbelievable guest. I
Talk
mean,
about a freaking go-getter. I mean, I wish I had a better adjective, but my goodness.
yeah,
Somebody who took life by the horns and made an industry.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, really, in reading your intro, it was marketing and promotions mogul, and you're absolutely she would argue that because she's so humble,
Yep.
but
Yeah,
you're
that's fair. Yeah.
absolutely correct.
I can
Absolutely
put
correct.
that. Yeah, she didn't have to put that, but I know what she is.
No, um, I mean, her company staffs all kinds of everything from agricultural to off-road to power sports to watercraft, outboard engines, and just about anything.
Sounds like
Man,
she gets the offer and says, "We'll figure it out" if she hasn't done it already. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. And she's done F1 stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, 59. We had the man with the good smile and the beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Um, as a friend of mine, female friend of mine referred to him,
Oh.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Scotty, the one and only Scotty Dubler, Scotty D.
Back
Um,
again. Yep.
yeah, had him. That was right before the Endurocross in
Yep. And
Prescott
right after
Valley.
he got back from England. So he
Yeah,
was fresh off
which
the boat.
which was super cool. Um, and that was so interesting, you know, to hear an overseas take of flat track because think so much of overseas, especially, um, Netherlands type areas and UK as speedway
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yep.
and flat track as American circle racing on motorcycles, right?
Quite
But
different.
they're and hugely different. But to know that flat track in other countries, other continents is growing
Is
and strong.
existing and growing.
Yeah, and plans and great plans on how to build the future flat trackers also that was really cool. Episode 63, we had the one and only Chuck Foreman, multi-time Baja winner.
Yeah.
Um,
Talk about humble. You had to
yeah,
basically pry it out of him. It's like, oh, I won like 3 times. Like, oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. And Chuck is a really good friend of mine. And that's exactly it. Like he's just so humble. And then top it off, he's the brains and the design behind the now legendary Pro Eagle Jacks. I
Yep.
mean, basically, if I think it's at the point now, if you're an off-road racer and you want to win races, you have to have a Pro Eagle on board almost.
Plus, they're cool.
Um,
It's what
and
the
they are
cool
cool
guys
and they
run.
work great. And he dropped a couple of fresh releases, upcoming releases that
On
he
this
dropped
show.
at PRI on this show.
Worldwide
So,
release. Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta get me a picture of his truck, his first one, because I follow a lot of vintage off-road racing stuff, and I'm just purely guessing which one is his. But yeah, you need to when you get a chance, I need a picture of Chuck's old truck because there's a lot of history out there.
you have an email, you should send him an email.
I'm scared he's busy. He's got Pro Eagle stuff
Nah,
going
I
on.
guarantee you he'd answer.
I've never won the Baja. He'll just put mine in spam.
Episode 64, December 7th, we had Nicole Johnson, the one and only Nicole Johnson. Find her on Insta at Nicole Johnson Offroad. Um, Man, she's had some great adventures since then. She was such a great guest, so much fun. Um, and she is just such a great person. I just love
Yeah,
her to death. So,
big personality, fun
yeah,
talk for sure.
smart and talented driver. Um, Episode 65, of course, Mitchie was back again,
Yeah,
3 time.
suckered him in. Our only
Yeah.
three-peat.
Yeah, it was cool to get insight about the MCE5
Yep.
and not only the MCE5, but what they're working on, what's coming up, changes that they're making, how involved he is in the development of the car. Um, and, then King of the Hammers, of course, and his 24 race schedule, which has not been released anywhere yet, but on the after show.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really glad Mitchie was along with us for that one. Super grateful. About the only other thing is, you know, sometimes things happen where um, bad things happen to good people, they say, or whatever. Unfortunately, we had to go through a name change. I was quite comfortable with the name change we had, with the name we had, and
Yeah.
but the way it worked out, I would certainly be upset if somebody was infringing on my copyright or my trademark, and it's 100% unintentional. Um, Certainly way far away from malicious.
Of course.
And to be fair, Cole and I did do our due diligence prior to launching our first show in July of 2022,
Like it was a lot
which
of
was
work.
a lot of work, a lot of legwork, a lot of background work. So, you know, it is what it is. Supposedly, they had used it before and were granted a trademark in April of 23. Um, they got it. We didn't.
Good for them.
Good for them. And I'm not, yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, it never doesn't bother me, blah, blah, blah. No, it bugs the crap out of me. And I don't think it's right. Um, but it is, I would certainly not want to infringe on someone's trademark, and I would not want someone to infringe on my trademark or my copyrights.
No.
And so, all due respect, you are on Mad Dog's After Show, AFTR. We all know what that stands for. So there, ha. That being said, man, just wrapping up the holidays, and so um I know we got to wrap up. We're on time here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So um man, I had the opportunity to do something really cool over this quote unquote Christmas break, which was not much of a break for me, because I had the opportunity to help a dear friend of mine uh, get Living Loud
Mhm.
with assistance from Kicker Performance Audio. Um, and that friend is, of course, the Podfather, Mr. Jim Beaver. Um, man, he has that just bitchin' Kawasaki USA Terex KRX 1000 build, supercharged, crazy colors. They call it Electra, hashtag ELEKTRA, all caps. And check it out on his Insta at Jim Beaver 15.
Pretty
And
wild. Very well done.
yeah, unbelievably nice build. And, in talking to him and his dad did that whole build.
Crazy. Good for them. I mean, yeah, they're off-road legends. It shouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me, but yeah.
no, and it's super cool. And remind me about his dad after I get done this. But I had the opportunity to do a full audio build, um, start to finish, on Electra, and man, I'm pleased with the way it came out. He seemed very pleased with the way it came out. Um, and I was super excited. A lot of work, a lot of busted knuckles, a lot of blood, sweat, and there was even some tears. Um,
I knew about the blood part. I saw your hands.
yeah, in my head, and um, but it's such a killer opportunity. I thank you, Jim, and thank you, Kicker, um, for trusting me with such a prize. Um, and I'm really glad with the way it came out. It sounds really exceptionally good. Kicks serious ass on the stock system that was in there. Um, and man, it I tried to do it, make it look as factory as possible. Use some bitchin' new components from Kicker, like their new PXA 1000.5, which is a 1,000 watt 5 channel amp. Um, yeah, 200 over, sorry, 400 over 4 channels and 600 over 1 channel at 2 ohms. So I was able to do 4 of the KM65 LED speakers, which are 6.5 inch marine speakers, and a Comp RT12 12-inch thin subwoofer, powered all off of 1 amp.
It's kind of crazy that a UTV can even run that to begin with, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, well, the way they build their power sports stuff, super high output, super low draw,
Yeah.
Class D amps, just very efficient. That being said, with all the other lights and everything on that car, he probably ought to add an alternator. but
Oh, I just kind of figured he already did, but
I don't know if I don't think it had one yet. I think it was going to, um, but that car is an unbelievable build. Be sure and check it out on Jim Beaver's page or his YouTube or um, his new page for his Jim Beaver's Misadventures, um, which is oh, geez, Cole, you're supposed to have this up.
I wasn't ready to read minds. Hang on, I'm sorry.
It's at on Instagram at Misadventure Life, MIS Adventure Life.
Good name, good name.
Yeah, so super good. With that, man, I want to thank everyone for being so loyal. Thank you. Our numbers continue to grow, continue to get stronger and stronger. Thank you. Please feel free to recommend us to someone else. And I see those ratings coming up now that I can monitor the iTunes and Spotify and all that. I see the ratings coming up. Thank you for those of you who leave a review or a rate us. And that takes us straight to Cole's speech.
Make sure to rate, review, subscribe on your favorite streaming platform.
Man, that's so good. Do it again.
Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite streaming platform.
That's just,
I saw it on the social media today, so I was ready. I was ready for it.
Just gives me goosebumps, man. Great job.
Thanks.
And Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you're here with us on the after show. Thanks for hanging out. With that, take 1 second. Thank our great partners, Kicker Performance Audio, for all your premium 12-volt needs, car, truck, boat, motorcycle, whatever personal audio. Hit them up, kicker.com, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear. The only eyewear you will ever need. Get them in prescription also. Find them at bombereyewear.com. Of course, the Premix podcast. Where'd I be without all the hard work that Cole does? Just so very grateful. Find them on Insta at the Premix podcast, the at symbol, ThePremixPodcast.
Nailed it.
Thank you. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film. Find her on Insta at Kelsey Morrell Film. And find our YouTube at MAddOG'S Space Media and our after show YouTube podcast on there also. And some other shorts from my archive from the Mad Dog archives. And of course, Hey Keeks Marketing. Find her online, heykeeks.com, on Insta at Hey Keeks Marketing. Dude, great first show from a very cold Loveland, Colorado.
Oof.
Yeah. And the wonderful Embassy Suites. What do you got?
Prayers for safety and good success for trying to do this off the top of my head. Seth Quintero, AJ Jones, Mitch Guthrie, Sarah Price, Mia Chapman, Mason Klein, Skylar Howes, Ricky Brabeck. Who am I missing here? But all of our Americans over there.
Ethan. What's the young kid?
In what class?
Motorcycle.
Oh, man, I don't know. What kind of race fan am I?
I don't know.
But
no, seriously though.
Prayers for safety, good results. Sure. It's based. Oh, Jamie Campbell, my family friend. Yep. I'm wearing his race coat shirt right now. How could I forget? He's out there testing the new hydrogen car, and just hope everybody has lifelong magical experiences from being over there this year. Once again, prayers for safety. Very long race, a lot of travel. It's basically a month by the time you're all said and done. So Just hoping for everybody's safety, but hoping for American safety and good results, of course.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with that. Well said, Cole. Thank you so much. And, with that, um, I want to give an extra special shout out. For some reason recently, I've just been thinking a lot about our service people, active and retired. And I just want to say, God bless our service people. God bless our veterans. God bless America. What a great country. Mad Dog out.